You're listening to the All Veterans Hour on WLIJ, engaging discussion by veterans for veterans, with your hosts Gary Leverett and Jimmy Miller. Join them as they discuss various veterans programs, issues, play powerful and healing veteran-related music, and keep the American citizen informed on things they ought to know. Right here on The Leader, WLIJ, every second and fourth Monday on 98.7 FM and AM 1580, and reaching around the world on WLIJradio.com. The All Veterans Hour on WLIJ is brought to you by the American Legion Post 23, the VFW Post 5019, the DAV Chapter 43, and by the Holy Crab Shack.
Good morning. Welcome to the All Veterans Hour. I'm your host, Jimmy Miller. My co-host this morning is Tommy Boland. Unfortunately, Gary is under the weather today and couldn't be here. And we have a special guest, Whit Turnbow. He is the president of the Tennessee Golf Foundation. He's going to let us know some things they're doing.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. How are you this morning, Tommy?
I'm fantastic, Jimmy. Thank you. I'm a little bit. I got a little bit of the crud, so my voice may not sound exactly normal, but that's why. So I'm glad to be here this morning, and I want to say, I know Gary is not feeling real well right now, and we've got a couple other members, veterans of our organizations out there that are a little bit under the weather, and I'd just ask everybody to say a prayer for their health when you get a chance.
Sounds good. So I'm interested for this morning. I've read some of your website, got a lot of questions. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your organization.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. I'm actually a Shelbyville native. I was born and raised here. My mom and dad are still here. My dad is part of the city council here. I'm not sure why he subjects himself to that, but nevertheless. My brother and I both graduated from Central High School, so I was just coming in, the last time I was actually in this building was probably in the mid-'90s. I remember coming in here on a Saturday morning with my basketball coach and one of my teammates and sitting in here and talking about the night before Friday night's game. And it was 1996 probably. And the kid that was in here with me, my teammate that was in here with me, was James Hill, who is now the assistant boys basketball coach at the high school now. James and I were teammates, and we sat in here with Randy Brown, who was our coach at the time. But that's the last time I was in this building. It hadn't changed a whole lot since then. But it's nice to be back. And so, golf has always been a part of my life ever since, again, growing up here in town and being a part of, a group of friends that loved to play and learned how to play out here at, the Riverbend Country Club, and watching the game take us through, our middle and high school years. And then some of us fortunate to go to college and play collegiate golf. I spent the next 4 years of my golf career at MTSU, which is where I played my college golf, and then some professional golf in between there. And then golf kind of became business, right? The golf world opened its doors to what it could be, and that led to ultimately, I stayed at MTSU for almost 20 years. I was the golf coach there for about 15 of those. And then I moved in to administration there full-time as one of the deputy athletic directors at MTSU. I left there I did that for 3 years, left there in 2018, and so now I'm the president of the Tennessee Golf Foundation. So the way golf is structured in Tennessee, it has three distinct governing bodies. So you have a governing body over the professional golfers, which is the Tennessee PGA, which is our liaison to the PGA of America. Then you have the Tennessee Golf Association, which is our liaison to the United States Golf Association. So that's the amateur body. And then in Tennessee, we have a foundation that's sort of the glue that keeps the whole thing together, and really focuses on two areas, really the growth of the game and the sustainability of such. So the junior golf, and then all these other underserved areas that maybe don't have a place in the game or don't think they have a place in the game. And that's where PGA Hope and the veteran stuff sort of started. So I run that organization. I have 36 full-time employees. We'll reach about 40,000 people, Bristol to Memphis, throughout the year.
Wow.
But I spend the bulk of my time raising money, right? So none of this works unless we can privately fund the majority of what we do. So if I have to start passing the cost of participating in these programs or these clinics or whatever it may be, then we begin to exclude people, right? So the more money I raise, the less expensive it is, the less I have to pass on to the participant, whomever that may be. So I stay in the car and ride these highways from Bristol to Memphis every day raising money. That's what I spend most of my time doing.
I have found in my experience that people that are passionate about a thing, like you are about golf, can generally point to that spark in time that kind of lit that fire of passion for whatever it is. Can you point to that time?
100% I can. I just had a chance to write a letter. I'll get into that. But so my dad, when I was about, my dad played, a little bit. My grandparents both played. My grandfather, Randolph, was a wind tunnel expert over at Arnold Engineering.
Aero, yeah.
Yes, and so I can remember standing in the wind tunnel. He would take me over, once a year. I think they had a day where you could bring family over.
Yeah, family day.
I remember standing in these wind tunnels with my grandfather, over there. He worked on the base his entire life. Served as a helicopter technician, and I remember standing, and he played too, right? So he played, my grandmother played, my mom and dad both played some. So it was always kind of a part of what we did. But my dad, when I was 11, so this was 1989, 1990, sort of surprised us, and he took me and a couple of our neighbors to the Masters. We drove all the way down there in this Astro minivan, spent the night, got up the next morning and went in and for a Monday practice round at Augusta National and watched these guys at the highest level. Now this was in Freddie Couples and Greg Norman and Ernie Els' era, those guys. But that was the moment I left there seeing, you walk into a place like that. That's one of the most beautiful places you'll ever see in your life, with the best in the world at their craft. You walk away and go, that's what I'm going to do. And I left there that day. I remember driving home in that van and thinking, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So at that point in time, I was going to play professional golf. No questions asked. That's what I was going to do. And that's what I set out to do. So, I mean, the hundreds of thousands of golf balls I've hit over the years trying to get there, and do that, and spent a few years of my life chasing that dream, ultimately led to something else. But yes, that's where it occurred for me, was at a Monday practice round at Augusta National during the Masters in 1989 or 90, one of the two. And I knew from that point forward golf was going to be a part of what I was going to do.
That's an amazing story, Whit. It really is. And, people, like I said, that are really passionate about something can generally point to that starting, that point in time where it all started. And it's nice to hear that.
What's interesting about some of that too is, like, literally in the last couple of weeks, again, I raise money for a living, and so I actually received a gift for something we were working on from the Augusta National Golf Club in the Masters tournament, and I got the chance, obviously we write thank you notes. I got a chance to write a letter to the chairman of the Augusta National Golf Club thanking for their support of what we're trying to do. And so you talk about a full circle, sort of moment where, that's where sort of that was born. But, I think that's the case for, anytime you see something done at such a high level, whether it's music or it's golf or it's whatever, there's inspiration in that, right?
That's right.
You see it done at a different level, and you think, I'd like to try to do that, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? That's part of where a lot of these dreams are born. But mine certainly was born that day in 1989 on a Monday in Augusta, Georgia. That's where it all started.
That's amazing.
I can't pinpoint mine.
Yeah.
I had no military relatives, so it must have been John Wayne and Clint Eastwood's fault from all the war movies when I was a child.
Well,
I'm sure that's the case for a lot of folks. I mean, those movies span the generations, how long those things were, I'm sure there's plenty of people that were inspired by seeing what we, perceived as something that was fake. But I'm sure there's lots of people that were inspired by those types of things.
And I promise you, it ain't like the movies.
and inspiration, a lot of times, and you described it, a lot of times it comes from family and from family experience. And I know for me, when I was growing up, my father and all of his brothers on my dad's side of the family, and then also on my mom's side of the family, and they each had 10 kids in each of those families, right? So I had a ton of uncles and cousins and everything, but they were all military folks, right? They'd all served at some point, all the way back to World War II, and that's kind of what inspired me to look at the military as a career and as a vocation, really, I think, is a great way to describe it. So family has a huge
absolutely
influence on what we choose to do and those things that inspire us in our lives and what we choose to do with our lives when we become adults, I think. So that's a really good message.
Yeah, make no mistake, right? There's no coincidences in this life, right? Like those people and those movies and those things that we all, end up inspiring us to move on. There's no coincidence behind that. The good Lord put that in place, because that's where He knew He needed you, and He needed you in what He needed done and what He was trying to accomplish, and He put the things in place to make sure that got done. No coincidence in this deal, and I'm sure we can all look back and go, okay, well, now this begins to make a little sense. This is what I was put here to do, and here's how that all happened. So there's certainly inspiration in people and places and events and movies and things like that. Songs, that inspire, that lift people up. And that's part of the beauty of all of it.
Well, and speaking of inspiring songs, I guess we need to play our first one. This first song, it just got finished this weekend, so you're going to be it's the first time it's played on the radio, and it's called Wreaths Across America. And we'll talk more about that after the song, but it was created by Don Goodman and Steve Dean.
Wreaths across America for those who paid for our freedom. In the spirit of December, we honor, teach, and remember with wreaths across America. For those who fought in foreign lands, from World War I to Afghanistan. For those who died here on our shores, Gettysburg and Valley Forge, heroes of liberty who fought and died for you and me. Wreaths across America for those who paid for our freedom. In the spirit of December, we honor, teach, and remember with wreaths across America. Let's not leave someone standing there, wondering why their loved one's grave was left bare. Help us place wreaths across America for those who paid for our freedom. In the spirit of December, we honor, teach, and remember with wreaths across America. With wreaths across America.
And a faith to keep right here in Shelbyville, Tennessee. Good food and God come and see. The Holy Crab Shack, where the love runs passion and the faith to keep. Right here in Shelbyville, Tennessee. Good food and God come and see. So grab a seat.
You're listening to the All Veterans Hour on WLIJ, engaging discussion by veterans for veterans, with your hosts Gary Leverett and Jimmy Miller. Join them as they discuss various veterans programs, issues, play powerful and healing veteran-related music, and keep the American citizen informed on things they ought to know. Right here on The Leader, WLIJ, every second and fourth Monday on 98.7 FM and AM 1580, and reaching around the world on WLIJradio.com. The All Veterans Hour on WLIJ is brought to you by the American Legion Post 23, the VFW Post 5019, the DAV Chapter 43, and by the Holy Crab Shack.
Welcome back. And that song, we're actually in the week of Wreaths Across America. And for Cheval, this Thursday, we will meet our truck that delivers all the wreaths to us. We're meeting at 2 o'clock in the Kroger parking lot. And usually what happens is the fire department, the police department show up. They give us an escort all the way through town to Willow Mount Cemetery. Once we get there, we have a storage building there, and we unload 2,000 wreaths into that storage building, and then a bunch of us will wake up Saturday morning, go out, spread them around the cemeteries for when everybody gets there to place the wreaths. So if you're around and you're available at 2 o'clock, you're very welcome to come join the convoy, and it's pretty neat to be a part of. So I invite you out for that. And then on Saturday, if you want to come out and lay a wreath, we start at 10 o'clock at Willow Mount. Be there. We have a little ceremony before. And I would encourage you to bring the younger generation. They don't realize always what our freedom means. And to lay a wreath, that is it's a humble moment, and we also take the time. We don't just go out there and place the wreath and walk off. We go out there and we say the veteran's name, because we believe that as long as that veteran's name is said, he's never forgotten. The minute no one ever says your name is the minute you're forgotten. So we try to every year make sure there's no veteran forgotten. So please come out, join us. I promise you'll get something out of it. It's a great time, and hopefully God will give us good weather for that morning.
What time did you say the meeting in the Kroger parking lot is, Jimmy, on the 11th, Thursday the 11th at?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, okay.
And a lot of people don't know, but the wreath time, when we start laying wreaths, everybody across the country starts at that same time. So as we're at Willow Mount, somebody's at Arlington, somebody's in California. There's people all over the country at the same time laying wreaths. It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
It is amazing.
It's a great way to honor our veterans at Christmas time, especially, for those families that are left behind. It's often the holidays are often a very difficult time for the families, and just letting them know, the family members, that we haven't forgotten, and that their veteran is still alive in the memories of their brothers and sisters is a really important thing for us to do, and it's meaningful, and it's a great time of the year to be involved in something that is as meaningful as what this is.
It is, and we always have a good time. I mean, getting to meet people in the community, seeing the kids, watching Boy Scouts walk across and place them and say the veteran's name, that's, to me, it's heartfelt and chilling, but...
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so you got something?
Well, I was going to ask Whit a question. So I've heard you describe your passion about golf, and you've heard us describe our passion about veterans a little bit. How do those two things come together?
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so probably it's been several years, certainly before my time at the Tennessee Golf Foundation. So all the golf in Tennessee is headquartered in Franklin. And so that's where the offices of all those organizations I described earlier are. Several years ago, the PGA of America decided that the veteran group is one group that they really didn't have a set of an initiative, some type of programming for. And the discussions that were happening were really around, especially those that are returning from combat that have been and placed back into, normal society. Golf was something that necessarily they didn't feel like they could be included in, right? And was something for them, whether they didn't have clubs or they were suffering from PTSD or lost a limb or all these things that we know happen quite often. Golf is not something you see and go, well, I can do that. And so they decided to make a dent in it. And they created a program called PGA Hope. And Hope stands for Helping Our Patriots Everywhere. And it was just that. It was an introductory program for into golf and adaptive golf, or however that needed to look, for those who have served our country. And so in Tennessee in particular, when those things come down from the PGA of America, which is a big, huge organization headquartered in Dallas, that we get to figure out how that looks for us here in Tennessee and what that's going to look like. And then furthermore, how we spread that throughout our particular state. So we piloted a clinic at Golf House in Franklin, and we had 10 veterans show up. So these guys and ladies came from the VA hospital. They came from different. So ideally what we did was connect into these veterans organizations that were serving. They would connect us to one or two here or there that had an interest in maybe learning how to play or already played and wanted to learn how to play better, or whatever the case may be. And we had one clinic at Golf House one summer. And that one clinic with those 10 veterans, now we have 10 locations statewide that these guys and these ladies can go. There's 6-week clinics. There's one in the spring and one in the fall, spread out all over Tennessee. And to this point, we have graduated 440 veterans through this program.
That's wow.
So it's a 6-week clinic. So they show up one day a week for 6 weeks, and it's usually about a half a day, 8 to 12, eat lunch. The PGA professionals, the experts in the field, come, and they are the teachers. So if we have 15 or 20, they get split up into groups of 3. Each one's got a PGA professional with them. They may play golf that day. They may work on something in particular. But it doesn't matter what it is that they have to overcome. We have adaptive measures to help them that. So we've had literally veterans who have lost limbs that are in wheelchairs that will wheel around the golf course and they will just putt with one hand. And we've had them in every scenario you can imagine. So helping them understand that golf is something they can be a part of, that can be a part of their life, has really been eye-opening for us more than anything. The feedback that we've gotten from these folks around the PTSD and its effect on that, it's a golf is especially in the setting they're seeing it in, is a very tranquil, quiet, relaxing type situation, right? And we've gotten so much good feedback from these folks being a part of it. The other thing that we see most often is the connection to other veterans. So they show up and they don't know the other 20 veterans right. in the clinic.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden there's a network. They're part of something. They belong to something. And that's probably the thing that's been the most heartbreaking for me to watch is I've told this story before, but I can stand up on the porch when we do an opening ceremony for a particular clinic, and I can look across those 15 or 20 that are in it, and I can see it in their eyes which one of them have a need for belonging, which one of them are isolated and alone and don't have a network of people that they can rely on, depend on, communicate with, whatever that looks like. And you guys have probably seen it more than anybody. But I think that's where, when you get isolated in that situation, that's where the bad stuff happens.
Yeah, you get lost in yourself, and
that's where it can go wrong. And so I think beyond just the golf and understanding how to hold it and how to swing it and things like that, the network of people that is opened up to these guys and these ladies that participate, that there's someone else that maybe likes to play or is interested in the game. That's what we've seen more than anything. And then I guess thirdly, the piece of this that's been so neat to see is nearly to a T, every one of them, when they finish their 6 weeks and they become a graduate of PGA Hope, they come back and volunteer. Almost every single one of them.
That's amazing.
I mean, we got volunteers. They're all over the place now because they see the value and the benefit of being including in something and a part of something, and they want that for some other guy or some other that they know. And so what happens is all of a sudden you build this network, and that's how you get to thousands of them statewide that are a part of this. And so, again, all of this is funded from the PGA of America and the Tennessee Golf Foundation go together and make sure we have the funding to pay the instructors and feed them and all the swag, all the gear. We try to give them as much as we possibly can. It's really been a neat program for us to be a part of. And, again, it's growing by leaps and bounds. I mean, again, we started with one. Now there are 10 different program locations statewide. So no matter where you are across Tennessee, there's a PGA Hope program within a short drive of where you are. All the hospitals, the rehabilitation units, everybody has sort of now got in this thing together, and we're getting – that was really the challenge for the first couple of years, was finding them and getting them there. Transportation was a problem.
Yep.
And we got all these organizations that are driving them out. They're a part of it. It's really been a cool thing to see. And I will say that without question, my staff, the staff around Golf House where everything is, has gotten as much or more out of this just being a part of it as certainly these veterans have. But PGA Hope has been something that and so impactful to golf in our state that I asked the board of directors of the Tennessee Golf Foundation to amend our mission statement 4 years ago. It always had juniors in it, but it didn't have veterans in it. And I asked them to amend it and include veterans, which they gladly did. So it is embedded in our mission now. It is part of what we do every day. PGA Hope is something that will live on certainly here in Tennessee for a long, long time.
That's amazing, and thank you all for doing that. That sounds like it's a very worthwhile opportunity for veterans. Because I think one of the things that you said that kind of struck me is, being similar to my experience, is that veterans are searching for those to reconnect with other veterans, people who have experienced the same kind of stuff and the same places around the world. And this is definitely, the way you described it, is one of those things that can bring veterans back together. So thank you for what you and your organization are doing.
You're welcome.
It's meaningful, it's impactful, and it's important, right?
We love it.
It is, because, veterans, we have people that teach us culinary skills, music, fishing, because you never know what a veteran needs to reconnect. And if they have any kind of passion for golf, or maybe they grow a passion for golf, that gives them something. We all need a hobby to do that's not self-destructive.
Yeah, that's a really good. I'm glad you said that. That's not self-destructive, right?
Yeah,
that's important.
Yeah, and that's for us. At the end of the day, inside the Tennessee Golf Foundation, that is our mission: is to make what can be conceived, and for a long time has been conceived, as a very exclusive game, and take that game and make it inclusive. So anybody that wants to be a part of it, maybe 40,000 people across Tennessee this year, from the worst underserved neighborhoods that this state has to offer, from Bristol to Memphis, from veterans that are fresh off deployment that want to be a part of something like this. All these people that, again, at some point in time saw a wealthy white guy's game. And our mission at the foundation is to make sure that the game is inclusive of everyone.
Yeah.
And now bringing in the veteran piece of this, even down to our mission, is something that we're passionate about, and it works, to your point, like it's some belonging right, and part of this. And then I sit down at lunch when they're we have this big graduation ceremony, and people come and are part of this, and all of them come back, and I sit at lunch with them and listen to them talk about, I never dreamed golf was something I could learn how to do. And then they get connected to each other, and they go off and they go play on their own, and when they go play, there's not this feeling of I don't belong here, or I don't know what I'm doing, or all these things. That this whole new world of golf and what it can bring to the table is opened up to these folks. And if that's our way of giving back to those who have served this country so valiantly, that's something here in Tennessee that will live on for a long time.
Yeah, that's amazing. And again, thank you for that.
Trust me, it's our pleasure, and we give this gift to a lot of people. The gift that I'm describing is the gift of knowing, that this game can be a part of it. And so often it gets pigeonholed into whether, if golf's either I play the PGA Tour or I play for a living, or you can't be involved. But I mean, there's so many, there's 3.5 million golfers just in the United States, right? People who actively play, right? Not all the time, but they play. And that number's growing by leaps and bounds. And we just feel like the more veterans we can insert into that world, the network they can build, the things that will come out of that. I mean, I can't tell you the stories of veterans that have, in that interaction with that PGA professional that happened to be in their clinic, have gone to work at these golf courses. Mm-hmm. Whether they're working outside or they're whatever the case may be, these guys looking for jobs, and found out through this PGA professional that was in their clinic that they hire outside staff, all sorts of stuff that they have to do, and in return to that, they can play that particular golf course for free, right? So they found this whole new world of, I can go, put up carts for a few hours and be a part of that, and then go play golf when I'm done. And it's just, again, so many of them too, I guess, was surprising to me, are facing so much idle time.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realize there was so much idle time they were trying to fill, to your point, trying to kind of reinsert and reconnect to society. They're faced with all this idle time. And you and we all three know that idle time is the death of all of us, right? And all of a sudden, there's 4 or 5 hours whether they can work and play or be part of this. Again, something that they can connect to, be a part of, that they can do, all over the state, and they can do it in an accessible manner.
That's awesome. So for local veterans that might be interested in that program, how do they connect with the organization?
Yeah, so it's all online, right? They can find the Tennessee Golf Foundation all online, the Tennessee PGA Hope Tennessee is all, it's all on the website, everything there. We have a spring clinic and a fall clinic. There's 6 weeks apiece. You guys know how to find me at any point in time. Make sure we know that. And then what part of my dream is to have something here locally in Shelbyville that I can get done. Again, Rob McGill, who's the golf professional out here, and I have had this discussion about how that could work, and create a series of clinics, at Riverbend that guys here locally can be a part of and connect. And so those are the kind of things we're working on and trying to drum up. But most of it is found online. But I'll make sure you guys know how to find me when the case may be. Because, again, these types of connections where we can connect to the veterans that might have an interest in being part of something like that is really where the magic occurs, right?
Yeah, right.
Because so many times, again, even if they see it online or they see it somewhere or they hear it on the radio today, so many of them go, I'm not sure golf is something I can do. And I'm telling you, A, you can, and B, there's a whole network of veterans that you can be a part of that play often and enjoy the things that they found around golf and being outside, and it's quiet, and really golf went absolutely nuts through COVID, right? When COVID happened, golf was one of those things that really took off. because people found that they could be outside. It was safe. They didn't have to touch anybody else's equipment. They could play by themselves. They could play for an hour. They could play for 4. I mean, it really didn't matter. And so golf just absolutely went nuts and continues today. And so as many people as we can wrap into this game that we believe in the intrinsic qualities that golf can bring along. Plus, it's something that, you can play your entire life if you're fortunate enough, right? Like I can't go shoot hoops with my dad anymore. I'd love to, but we can't, right? We can. Somebody's gonna get hurt, but golf is something. It's a lifetime sport, right? It's not like basketball and football and these things that we'd like to do, but you just can't. Golf is something that carries you on. So we have these guys and ladies show up in their 20s. We have them show up in their 70s again, and that's the thing. I think golf is unique in that aspect too, is that it really doesn't matter how old you are, what kind of shape you're in, whether you have all your limbs. I mean, we can find a way to make sure you can participate and be a part of it, and I think that's one of the things that golf uniquely presents to society.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, the last song we heard, Reach Across America, Don Goodman, he is 82. And he goes every morning and hits golf balls.
Yeah.
So usually if he's working on a song, he'll call me that morning, and that's where he's at. And I'm like, Don, you on the golf course? I am.
Yeah.
That's his tranquil time, and it gives you exercise. I mean, not just the mental well-being, but you're staying physically active because, I mean, people don't think golf is physically active. Walk a green.
Yeah, that's right.
It can, especially when you're chasing golf balls all over the place like I do typically. It can be quite a bit of steps. But, yeah, I mean, being outside in the sunshine and the air, I mean, again, I was astounded by the number of veterans we had that really, sitting and talking to them, had nowhere they belonged to nothing.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a network of even family or friends or anybody that they could go do anything with, and all of a sudden they were given this group of people that had a like interest. And like I said, I can look across them the first week clinic we have, and I can see it, and I can point them out which one of them have been isolated. I can see it in their face.
Yeah.
And then you watch that 6-week come back, and they, and then they go to work in these golf courses, and they go, they have this network of people all of a sudden, and the life that gives them back, because they had a group, right? Yeah. See, even when they were serving, they had a group, and they had a tight-knit group, and then when it's over, most everybody goes their different direction, and you're back in wherever you end up, and so we beyond the golf and the swing and the things that we teach specifically about golf, there's so many things that even we were astounded with that came along with these folks being a part of it. And that network of people and that belonging, that sense that there's something that I can do and be a part of, that network. We underestimated the value of that, trying to reinsert.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I guess we need to play a little music because we do that here.
That's part of it.
This next song is by Craig Campbell. Do you know what the name of the song is?
It's Missing You, I think, right, Chase? Yep, it is. Missing You. Good song.
Never mind the every night 2 a.m. phone call, driving by hoping I'd catch you in the front yard. Said goodbye, but I'm acting like I still got something to lose. It's just me missing you. Now and then when I see your prints, pretend I'm doing alright, like I don't stare a hole in the ceiling all night, praying like somebody might have a miracle I could use. It's just me missing you. I know I told you I could take it or leave it when it came to forever, baby. What was I thinking? I'm a fool. When the truth is, it's just me missing you. Didn't mean to make a scene or make you mad the other day. Nobody told me there was vodka in the lemonade, or you were gonna be there, cause baby this is all new. It's just me missing you. You gotta let me make it up to you, apologize. While I'm at it, let me tell you what's been on my mind. I know it's a little late, I made a big mistake. take it or leave it when it came to forever, baby. What was I thinking? I'm a fool. When the truth is it's just me missing you. I take it back, I didn't mean it that way. I thought I knew what I wanted till I woke up and you're gone and I'm a fool. When the truth is it's just me missing you. Missing you. I know I told you I could take it or leave it when it came to forever, baby. What was I thinking? I'm a fool. When the truth is, it's just me missing you. I take it back, I didn't mean it that way. I thought I knew what I wanted till I woke up and you're gone and I'm a fool. When the truth is, it's just me missing you. Missing you, this is me missing you. Missing you, this is me missing you. Missing you, this is me missing you. It's just me missing you.
We're the Holy Crab Shack, where the love runs deep. Flesh is catch and a faith to keep. Right here in Shelbyville, Tennessee. Good food and God come and see. We're the Holy Crab Shack, where the love runs deep. Flesh is catch and a faith to keep. Right here in Shelbyville, Tennessee. Good food and God come and see. So grab a seat.
You're listening to the All Veterans Hour on WLIJ, engaging discussion by veterans for veterans, with your hosts Gary Leverett and Jimmy Miller. Join them as they discuss various veterans programs, issues, play powerful and healing veteran-related music, and keep the American citizen informed on things they ought to know. Right here on the Leader, WLIJ, every second and fourth Monday on 98.7 FM and AM 1580, and reaching around the world on WLIJradio.com. The All Veterans Hour on WLIJ is brought to you by the American Legion Post 23, the VFW Post 5019, the DAV Chapter 43, and by the Holy Crab Shack.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Before we go any further, it's been great conversations this morning. Definitely like hearing about ways that we can help veterans to heal. And we've been talking a lot about camaraderie.
Yeah.
So let me tell you our organizations here in Shelbyville that we would love for you to join and come out and enjoy our camaraderie. And that is our VFW Post 5019. We meet on the first Monday of the month at 6 o'clock. Auxiliary and spouses are welcome to the event. We're located at 1320 East Depot Street. We have a meal provided by Rowdy Ranch. They're one of our big sponsors. I always make sure we eat good. On the second Saturday, the VFW does a breakfast from 7 to 9:30.
Yep.
Adults are $10. Kids 6 and 12 are $4. Kids under 6 eat free. It is a full country kind of breakfast.
Everything you could possibly want for a Shelbyville breakfast is on that plate.
Yeah. So
Biscuits and gravy.
oh, biscuits gravy got to be.
Oh, man, that makes me hungry.
And then on the third Saturday of the month, the VFW hosts live music and a potluck. It's a $3 cover, and all they ask you bring a covered dish. A lot of great music, some dancing, good times to be had.
And some great local musicians that are passionate about what they do, and they're very talented, and we have a great time. So, yeah.
And then our American Legion, Post 23. We meet on the first Tuesday of the month at 6 o'clock. We're located at 1355 Highway 130 East. We have a meal and meat provided by Rowdy Ranch. All we ask is everyone bring a covered dish, and spouses are welcome at that event. And then last but definitely not least, our DAV Chapter 43. They meet on the second Tuesday of the month at 6 o'clock. They're located at 1355 Highway 130 East. And meal with meat is provided by Rowdy Ranch. They ask you bring a covered dish. And as always, spouses are welcome to that event too. And then we've got a couple of more things coming up this month. December is always a busy month for
Very busy.
our organizations. So we're coming up on time for our American Legion annual food box giveaway. And what this is, every year we try to pack 200 food boxes to give away to needy families. If you are a family that's in need, all we need you to do is call 615-640-0808. It's going to ask you some questions like your name, address, how many people are in the household, and you'll be put on a list. Veterans, of course, come first. Families with children come next, and we do not leave a box there. We try to get all the food out to anybody in need. So call that number, leave the details. Doing these food boxes on December 17th, we meet at the Masonic Lodge, and we assemble the boxes, move the food into the building. We get everything ready. And then on the 18th, we have a all-volunteer crew, which you are welcome to volunteer. We come into the Masonic Lodge, and we pack 200 food boxes. It sounds like it takes a lot, but I think last year we broke our record, and we were done in about 2 hours. So the more people, the easier the task. And then on December 20th, at 9 o'clock in the morning, we need volunteers to show up, and we deliver it to the houses of anybody who's on the list. So we bring it to you. With that being said, we ask your phone number. We ask that if you ask for a food box, that you stay at home, because sometime between 9 and 12, we will be delivering that food box. And we don't just leave them on porches, so please be home for that. And we have our Veterans Christmas dinner.
We do, yep. On the 14th.
On the 14th. You know the time?
At the VFW at 2 p.m. And that's open to all the veterans that are part of the council. So anybody that belongs, members and spouses, families of the DAV, the American Legion, and the VFW. That's going to be held at the VFW post on Depot Street, starting at 2 o'clock. If you want to bring a gift, men bring a men's gift, women bring a women's gift. I think we said $15 on it.
Yeah, I think 15.
Yep, and if you bring a gift, you can exchange it, and we'll have a big time. Good food. Rowdy Ranch is taking care of us again on that. So, yeah.
And
Looking
camaraderie.
And camaraderie and Christmas. And it's the time of year, we all know, it's the time of year where it's a great opportunity to rekindle relationships and spend time with people that mean the most to us in our lives. So it's a great opportunity to do that.
Yeah, great time to come pick on other services.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we have all branches, so
Yeah.
if you haven't told a Marine that he's eaten crayons in a long time,
Yeah.
come out and join us. We've got some Marines you can tell that to.
Are cracked on the Air Force for their hotel accommodations.
Yeah.
And, 5-star meals and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
the Chair Force, we're there. So definitely good times. Well, we're about to wrap up our show. Do you have anything that you'd like to talk
So I do want to throw one more thing out there for the VFW if I had time to do it. So we are doing something a little bit different this year, and you've heard me say that a bunch over the last 6 months or so. But we're going to do a VFW New Year's Eve party at the Post from 6 until 9. We have entertainment, music. We'll have food and refreshments provided at no cost. There's no cost to come to the event. It's open to the public. It'll be at the Post. And look, at the end of the day, here's what we want to do. We want to provide an opportunity for our veterans here in Bedford County and for the community to come together and get to know each other better than we do right now. It's an opportunity for everybody in this community to come and sit down and enjoy some social time with your veterans, have a little bit of a meal, get some great entertainment, and just have a good time. The folks that provide music for our music nights each month are going to play on New Year's Eve. We're going to go from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., so we're going to fake it a little bit. About 10 minutes till 9, we'll turn the clock forward and pretend it's 10 minutes to midnight, and we'll do our midnight thing. And then, you're home early enough to beat all the crazy New Year's Eve traffic out there on the roads and have a good time. And if you're the folks that normally don't get out and do things on New Year's Eve because you're worried about the roads and the crowds at different places and all that kind of stuff, it's a great opportunity for you to get out and to have some social time with other people, all from Bedford County. And how could you spend a better time? How could you have a better time on New Year's Eve than that? So we invite everybody to come to the Post on Depot Street from 6 to 9 on New Year's Eve and have a great time with us.
Awesome.
Very cool stuff. Glad you guys tuning in. Thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me be a part of this. I've learned a lot just sitting here of all the things going on. This is home for me, right? So it's neat to hear you guys out taking care of these folks, and thank you for doing it. And hopefully we can get a little PGA Hope chapter started here maybe one of these days, and bring some of that to life here locally.
That'd be amazing.
It would be amazing, and we appreciate having you because before this morning, I did not know this existed, and I'm sure a lot of veterans listening didn't know it existed. But
That's right.
Yeah, I just texted Rob McGill and told him I committed him for next year, and he texted me back and said, I'm in.
All right. That's good.
We're working on it. We're gaining on it.
And we do have a lot of veterans that like to play golf in this community, so I'm sure it will be something spectacular.
Yeah, well, we'll look forward to it. We're going to work on it. Thanks for having me.
Chase, I think we'll let you got a song queued up for us?
After the show.
Oh, I think we'll let Lee Greenwood, God Bless America, take us out of here because no matter what people say, we still live in the greatest country in the world.
We do. We're fortunate and blessed to say that with confidence.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
We're the Holy Crab Shack, where the love runs deep. Flesh is catch and a faith to keep. Right here in Shelbyville, Tennessee. Good food and God come and see. We're the Holy Crab Shack, where the love runs deep. Flesh is catch and a faith to keep. Right here in Shelbyville, Tennessee. Good food and God come and see. So grab a seat.
You're listening to the All Veterans Hour on WLIJ, engaging discussion by veterans for veterans, with your hosts Gary Leverett and Jimmy Miller. Join them as they discuss various veterans programs, issues, play powerful and healing veteran-related music, and keep the American citizen informed on things they ought to know. Right here on the leader, WLIJ, every second and fourth Monday on 98.7 FM and AM 1580, and reaching around the world on WLIJradio.com. The All Veterans Hour on WLIJ is brought to you by the American Legion Post 23, the VFW Post 5019, the DAV Chapter 43, and by the Holy Crab Shack.
WLIJ salutes all those who have served.